would like to thank Energipedia and Unitar for organizing this webinar, which I think is a wonderful opportunity to talk about these important issues. So, as you said, I will present this case study about this photovoltaic system that we installed in the towns of Kusisa and Kigulube, both in the South Kivu province in DRC. Okay, next slide, please. We will cover a brief introduction of what we did, the design of the system, its implementation, the operation and maintenance, what were the costs, and the impact of these two solar systems at humanitarian level. Next, please. So, as I said, these are two solar systems that were installed in these two villages called Kusisa and Kigulube, both in the South Kivu province. Both are very remote areas, okay, in the middle of the jungle. So the access is quite difficult. Just for to give you an idea, most of we were traveling by helicopter or by motorbike, which took 2 days from the province capital. And to send materials by truck, it took around 1 week, between 5 and 10 days, depending on the season. Okay, in both places there are 80-bed hospitals, which act as the medical reference center for all the region. Okay, and MSF is supporting and was supporting at the time of the installation both facilities. In both facilities, MSF already had diesel generators running in place. Okay, and just to give you a broad idea, they were consuming between 20 and 30 liters of diesel each generator each day. Okay, this was clearly unsustainable. One, due to the high cost of delivering the diesel to these places. Our calculations were that it cost around between $5 and $7 per liter, okay, due to the remoteness, and also for the logistics or something that diesel to those places, because we could only send it with motorbikes. We can only send around 20 liters for each motorbike, or by helicopter, which is not only more expensive, but it's also quite difficult to arrange a helicopter move. So the main two reasons for which we installed these solar systems were, one, the fuel constraints that I explained, and also the local capacity that we have in Congo to do this kind of installations. We recently found a local company based in Goma, a city in the east of Congo, which had the capacity to do these kind of installations and to do the maintenance of the systems. So that was also a critical factor for us to go ahead with this kind of designs. Otherwise, without the local company, we wouldn't have done it, I guess. Next slide, please. So the design was done by MSF Technical Office. Okay, so basically, based on the current and the forecasted electrical needs of the hospital and previous experiences in MSF with other solar systems and some other solar system design tools, we designed the systems. The solar system for both hospitals are basically the same, since both of them have the very similar characteristics in terms of size and electrical needs, except for minor details in the solar systems. Both are more or less the same. So we went for 32 kilowatt peak photovoltaic modules. Okay, each hospital had 2 generators of 9 kVA each, which were only acting as a backup power source. We installed a 100 kVA kilowatt-hour battery bank and a 15 kVA charger inverter. And all this system is for a hospital that is consuming between 2 and 4 kilowatts. Okay, the consumption is quite stable. Okay, it doesn't change much. It increases a little bit during the night due to the security lights, but it's around these numbers. Okay. The system was designed to be working with at least 2 days of low solar irradiance. Okay, we are speaking about an area it's in the middle of the mountain, so and long periods of rain. So we wanted to have this autonomy. This is one of the reasons for which we oversized the solar array. Okay, we would have done this system in another place. The solar array might have been a bit smaller, I guess. And also the charger inverter was also oversized because we wanted to have the capacity to adapt the system quickly in case the electrical needs grew, okay, and went beyond what we initially forecasted. That's why we went for this big charger inverter, but we soon realized that with a small charger inverter of about 10 or even 12 kVA would have been maybe a better suit for these installations. Next slide, please. So, as I explained earlier, all the implementation was done by a local company. Okay, they had the capacity to do everything. Okay, so only the design was done by MSF. All the rest was done by this local company. So they source all the materials. They send them from the manufacturer warehouses, which were based, in this case, they were based in China and Netherlands, by sea to Tanzania, then by road to Goma, and from there, MSF helped with the logistics, transporting them to the final destination with a mix of motorbike, helicopter, and trucks in some cases. Okay, then the implementation itself, when we had all the materials, was fairly quick. It only took around 6 weeks for 2 technicians to do the whole system from scratch to the system be completely fully operational. Okay. So as I said, the main constraint for the implementation, it was not the design, what was fairly easy, or the actual work, but mainly the logistics, okay, of sourcing the materials, getting them to the final destination, and everything around it. Next slide, please. So, as we were discussing, the operation and maintenance of these kind of systems is also crucial. Okay, as I explained before, one of the reasons that we went ahead with the kind of system was the availability of this local company that were able to do the maintenance, okay, and solve any kind of technical issues that we might have afterwards. So MSF, we trained the technical staff of the hospitals on the basic operations of the systems and how to use them. Anyway, the solar installations are fully automatic. Okay, so the main task of the hospital staff in this regard is to do the regular maintenance of the backup generators, because the system automatically charges the batteries and adapts the solar output according to the needs, and start the generator whenever the batteries go beyond their maximum depth of discharge. So almost nothing has to be done. Okay. So we signed a maintenance contract with this local company, and they were doing monthly visits. During these monthly visits and these regular maintenance, that were mainly just cleaning the solar panels and checking the system, cables, connections for any irregularity. But since we have installed the systems, Cursisa has been over 1 year and a half, Kibulube half year. Now we haven't had any problem or any major need beyond this regular maintenance. Also very helpful was that these systems and the type of equipment that go with these systems, they come with a really long warranty. Okay, so that's also something that we took into consideration into building the systems, because these warranties are very easy to implement also. Because these local companies, they have dealers in Africa, and it's quite easy to implement in case needed. And in both places, we also established an internet connection, okay, just to be able to control and supervise the systems remotely. This has been extremely useful in order to assess the solar system and detect any kind of problem prematurely. Next slide, please. So the cost for each system was around $148,000 US. Okay, this is all the cost, okay, including installation and materials and everything. As you can see, the main cost was the batteries. This is because we decided to go with lithium batteries instead of the normal lead acid batteries. These lithium batteries are around 3 or 4 times more expensive than a regular battery, but considering the longer life and the performance, we considered that the investment was worth it, so we went for these lithium batteries. And also a significant amount of the cost is the lightning protection. Okay? Lightning protection is always a very important part of any solar system, but even more so in these areas of Central Africa that have a very high density of electrical storms. That's why the lightning protection system that we have in place might be bigger than usual, and it's obviously more expensive. Okay. So next slide. This will be finishing. So as I explained at the beginning, both solar systems were allowed the running of second level LTV hospitals. Okay, these are fully equipped hospitals. We have OT, delivery room, laboratory, 24-hour oxygen supply, which is always very important. Also for COVID-19, for example, it's also crucial, the continuous supply of oxygen supply. And also very important also to highlight in this case is that even in a place like Eastern Congo that has a lot of struggles with security incidents and political situation and geographical constraints, both hospitals have been able to run and not be affected by any of these contexts issues now because that would affect the normal supply of diesel to the place. But since then, we have been able to run to have a continuous and good quality electrical supply of both hospitals with less, I would say, less than 1 hour downtime in total, I would say, which for places like this, I would say that that is quite an achievement based in my experience. So that's all. Thanks.